Happy no longer Pride Month, everybody. Now I can do something that isn't Pride related. And now my background's black. So now it's even better for sleeping. But probably not this video. This video is going to be severely action-packed. Because today we're talking about one of the best projects to ever come out of the Undertale fandom. Up there with Undertale Yellow. Yes, I just said that. It's called Underverse, and it's a, so far at least, 2-season long, basically an anime at this point, with zero actual spoken dialogue, but instead just the usual text boxes that you see in actual Undertale and Delta and all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's get it away. So, the series starts off with... the series starts with Sans in some strange white void. Nothing else around him, except for something in a coat? Yeah, that's what I'm going with for now. So, walks up to him, and he asks him to take him back to his world. Like, you know, I should explain some things. By the way, I haven't watched X-Tale, so if I get anything wrong, don't spoil X-Tale for me. I'll get to it eventually, then I'll update this maybe, if I got anything wrong, or maybe everything wrong. Like, I've watched a bit of it, but still. So, let's begin with the fact that, so Cross, like, the one in the coat is Cross, and Cross, also has his body possessed partially by X-Kara. They come from the X-Tale universe. And sorry. So yeah. Sorry, I'm still dealing with the hay fever. So yeah. Cross asks Sans to take him to the Undertale universe for a bit, which Sans refuses. And then, boom, Cross takes half of Sans' soul, or I guess I should say X-Kara, and then, boom, he has a full soul now. And so, they are suddenly in the Undertale universe, where, boom, all of a sudden, Ink Sans steps in, like the one with the giant paintbrush and all that stuff. Yeah, Ink steps in and fights... Yeah, he fights Cross and gets him to back off for now. But, there's no lot of time. So, they then explain the whole situation. So, Ink came across, Cross, and there was nothing in there but him. And so, they began to bond over time. But then, one day, Error Sans came in, that a-hole, and tried to take Cross's soul, but luckily Ink stepped in, and unfortunately he still lost half of it. And then from there, yeah, all that stuff unfolded. But back in the current times, things are going pretty well in the Undertale universe. It's following a true pacifist timeline, and everything's going quite well. So yeah. Let's see how things can get screwed up. So, after a while, Sans tries to go back there, and, yeah. And then, yeah, Ink needs Sans' help to go try to stop Cross and X-Kara. And the first place they travel is the Undertale universe, where they encounter Fell Sans, who, yeah, he puts up a good fight against Cross, but, well, if it weren't for them two, Fell would have died. But, yeah, they head there, and, yeah, they fight Cross and X-Kara there, and, yeah, Fell is pretty much banished from that whole area. Papyrus literally says that if he ever sees Fell Sans again, he will use his head to serve his spaghetti. Luckily, Frisk and Flowey are there to judge him for his actions. And so, instead of just, giving him 10 minutes to hide, he gives him 20 minutes instead. Yeah, if you couldn't tell by now, Fellow Papyrus is kind of an abusive butt. But yeah, let's keep going. So, into episode 3. Wow, we're moving quick. Or 0.3, I should say. So, yeah, so, error. Oh, wait, no, we're not getting to error just yet. So, we're in the swap universe, and Cross is there to, do his thing, but, yeah. 1 sec. I'm gonna just rewatch the series while I make this video. Oh yeah, I just remembered. So, actually we need to go back, Chris. I was kind of scatterbrained if you couldn't tell, but, yeah. So, basically, if we go back, we'll find that Cross got a hand from Nightmare. And they made a deal so Nightmare would let Cross travel to any world, and on the condition that Cross would mentally hurt somebody in every world he traveled to. Which, yeah, he's probably scarred a few people by now, in Undertale alone. Oh yeah, I should probably explain why Cross and X-Car are doing this. So, yeah, they're invading different AUs to try to steal their code so he can create his own home, because he kind of lost his through the events of X-Tale. Again, I haven't finished it, but I know that it most likely leads to that. So, yeah, he's basically taking the code from other universes in what is referred to in the show as the X event, and to create his own universe where he can stay. So, yeah, back on topic. So, after, where I stopped, Ink and Cross encounter each other with, of course, Sans and Feld being there, and so Sans goes to fight Cross, but instead Cross takes possession of Fel and basically uses Fel to fight Sans, and so that's a pretty cool fight scene that happens. But, I'm sorry, my mind is scattered right now. I don't know why. Probably my hay fever isn't exactly helping that, probably, I don't know, but the Sans versus Fel battle happens first, and I'm still talking about that right now, and then Fel has to leave his AU. Oh yeah, and did I mention that at some point in the battle, near the end of it, Sans uses his special attack on Cross, and nope, it's not doing nothing like the original game. It's even more powerful. It's his slipper. He just throws slipper at Cross. That's his special attack. But anyways, back to after Fel leaves his AU. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna be ignoring the stupid shorts and extra scenes for now. Unless I make an update video, which I most likely will, because so far this one has been garbage. I'll ignore the extra scenes and stupid shorts, because the stupid shorts are just basically entirely non-canon, and you can miss the extra scenes. But anyways, let's get back on track, finally. So, right now we're moving into 0.3, or just episode 3. So, Cross and X-Car are sitting in a house that they stole from Underfell, and, yeah, they have a bit of a brief encounter, where, basically, X-Car's like, hey, we can go back to Underfell and get me a soul! And then Cross is like, how about we don't do that? So, basically, X-Car gets Cross to go to sleep, and guess what happens during that time? That's right, X-Car takes control of Cross's body, so now it's his. Alright, you following along here? I'm definitely gonna need to make an update video because my mind is all over the place. And we're only now starting to catch up, 9 minutes in. But after Cross kind of, gets possession of his body back, then Nightmare steps in, what? Do you expect me to only appear when you need me? Then Cross asked Nightmare to take him to Underswap, the AU that this episode is dedicated to, And then Nightmare's like, I told you not to kill anyone! Because, yeah, he did kind of tell Cross not to kill anybody before. I forgot to mention that. Only to hurt someone mentally. And he was like, I need every single one of them alive! But after that, he kind of calms down and tells Cross to say names next to you. But before he does that, leaves him with one very good threat. If I see you do anything that might break our deal, I will personally make you relive the death of your universe again and again until you no longer have any desire to keep living your stupid life. Yes, this guy is very intimidating, as you'll see once we get to 0.6. But then we go to Underswap, and it's set in the True Pacifist timeline. Like, everyone's back together, like, Asriel's there, Queen Toriel's there, Asgore, and Kar, and everyone's there. It's actually very nice. But unfortunately, nothing good can last forever in Underswap. So then we got to Cross getting transported to that world. But then in comes Swap Papyrus. So, yeah, he just walks up and, he offers Cross a taco. Yeah. From what I've seen, Swap Papyrus is a very nice person. But, yeah, naturally, nothing's gonna go well here. Yeah. Once Cross gets a taco, he just goes full ravenous mode on it. And, yeah. Papyrus actually says that he and Swap Sans could be good friends, which, maybe in another world they could. But then he sees Papyrus pull out a chocolate bar, and, yeah, this is probably where Kara takes over a bit, Kara is known for their obsession with chocolate. Then in comes Swap Alphys, asking Papyrus to come over and help them. And then someone's like, hey, is that Sans? I like the new look. But, yeah, Papyrus clarifies that it's not Sans. Then Cross gets flashbacks to all his people. Then Queen Toriel comes up and offers Cross some pie. And, of course, these little Vietnam flashbacks he's having to his people. Yeah, in that moment he decides, no, I don't want pie. In fact, I'm gonna slice your face. Which, yeah, he does leave a decent cut, I think, yeah. But, yeah, cut to Kara and Sans, or Swap Sans and Swap Kara, bring up a few boxes, and Swap Sans is, admiring how beautiful the surface is, which, it must be someone who's been stuck underground their entire life. But, yeah, Kara accidentally spills a bit of paint, and out of that paint comes ink, fell, and Sans. I'm not even gonna bother calling, like, Swap Sans, or Fell Sans. I'm just gonna call them by their AU names, except for Classic, of course. I'm just gonna call them Sans. But anyways, back on track! But, yeah, turns out that, Swap and Ink actually knew each other, so, that's cool. But, yeah, Sans, Fell, Ink basically explained their situation, and, Swap actually, like, offers to help. But, yeah. So, yeah, that happens. Yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, they head to the town center where everyone is, and, yeah. We get Ink kind of just, looking at a small vial. Keep it in mind, it's gonna be important in 0.4. But, yeah, Toriel explains that, like, Cross attacked everyone, and, yeah. So, yeah, they head away, and, yeah. Then we cut to Nightmare fighting Swap Pap, or I'm just gonna call him Stretch. I think that's one of his nicknames. Anyway, but, yeah. We cut to Nightmare fighting Stretch. Then we see, like, Cross about to crush a bunch of people in the building, and then boom. Sans and Fell step in. And then, yeah. Then Swap tries to actually reason with Cross, Makes sense. I mean, it's totally worked so far, right? And Ink says that Cross is just doing the same thing that he did. Who is he? We'll get into that near the end. But, yeah. For now, all you need to know is that they're all about to fight. It's gonna be epic. And Cross basically explains that this new world won't include Gasser, which is actually the name of the he. Guess we won't have to wait till the end of the video then, huh? If you can't tell, I'm literally writing this while rewatching the series. But yeah, Kara, he basically explains that he intends to keep control over his body permanently and keep Kara from taking it. Then Ink basically says, look, this can't go on forever. And Swap basically picks up that Cross is basically homeless. So yeah, he actually offers to find him home, which is very nice of him. But niceness hasn't really gotten anyone too far in this series yet, has it? That's what I thought. But yeah, before Cross can do any real damage, Fel and Swap Stretch kind of double team him, and Fel just boom. Bones him. No, not bones him. What the hell am I saying? Do I want to get my channel deleted? But yeah. Fel, summons a bone out of the ground and hits him with it. And then Stretch slams him into the ground. So, all's well, right? But, yeah. Sans gets back the other half of his soul, which was stolen in 0.1. So, yeah. All really is well, isn't it? Well, nope! X-Kara, boom, grabs Swap Kara, takes half of their soul, and boom, X-Kara's back. We're screwed, folks. Yay! So, yeah. After that, boom, X-Kara's about to do some real bad stuff, probably, and Ink's about to try and stop them, but then, boom, Nightmare comes in from behind. But, yeah. Then X-Kara goes on this whole monologue and ends it by basically saying, if I screw anything up, I can just fix it. And then we get the reveal of the overwrite button, which is kind of like the reset button, except you can basically manipulate anything. If you use the overwrite button, you're basically like a god at that point. You can literally manipulate anything. So, yeah, it's quite the powerful MacGuffin. So, yeah, that's the end of Underverse 0.3. Part 1. There's a Part 2. And Part 2 begins with a flashback to X-Gaster basically explaining how the overwrite button works. And, yeah, basically just think, to summarize it, just think the Reality Stone from the MCU. It's kind of like the Reality Stone in a way. Oh, by the way, hot take. I'm not sure if it's that hot. I don't know. But in my opinion, Reality Stone is the strongest of them. Change my mind. So, yeah. Ink is opposed to this, but after a bit of convincing, he's sold on the idea, basically, and he'll support it. But with the state that X-Kara is in right now, yeah, it didn't turn out the best, as you can tell. And, X-Kara really wants to make them pay. So, yeah. So, yeah. X-Kara then presses the overwrite button, and, yeah, we cut to the Judgment Hall, where you get judged by Sans in Undertale. But, this time, we kinda sorta see Swap Papyrus kill Kara. So, yeah, this is quite different from the True Pacifist timeline that this is said to be. And, that was directly caused by X-Kara. So, Nightmare gets a little upset because, yeah, he kind of said not to kill anybody. But, yeah, X-Kara explains, don't worry, with the power of the overwrite button, nobody will actually die. And so, then we see X-Kara begin to, do some stuff, and then, boom, Swap and Stretch are both creepy goop monsters now, and, yeah, X-Kara literally walks up to Ink and asks for a second opinion on this. Yeah. And then after that, X-Kara tries to take a vial off of Ink, which, yeah, Ink kicks out of X-Kara's hand. Remember that vial? And, yeah, it cracks. It doesn't break, but it cracks. So, A few more blows in that thing and it's broken. Trust me, you don't want that. Then we get a cool fight scene for a few minutes where X-Kara is fought by Swap, Stretch, and Ink before we cut to Sans and fell inside a house in the Omega timeline. Like, it doesn't look anything like the Omega timeline does in Season 2, but it's the Omega timeline nonetheless. And, yeah, all the negative feelings in there are really not helping Dream concentrate. Oh yeah, Dream's a part of this too. I should probably mention him since I didn't really talk about him in my Undertale AU's video, which, if you want me to do a part 2 of that video, I could theoretically do it. But anyways, Dream is basically like, he gets stronger from positive feelings, basically, and all the negative feelings are currently stopping him from concentrating on getting them somewhere. So, yeah, he can't get there immediately because of all the negative feelings he's feeling. He's trying to concentrate to find any positive feelings. But, yeah, he basically explains that his brother, Nightmare, oh yeah, those two are brothers, gets stronger from negative feelings, and he currently needs to feel something positive. Oh yeah, and Fresh is also here, the frickin' parasite. That's not a joke either, he's literally a parasite. Like, that's actually canon. And then after a bit, cut back to Swap and Stretch and Ink fighting X-Kara. And, yeah, Swap's about to unleash, like, a really powerful Gaster Blaster, because apparently Swap says, and apparently Swap and Stretch both have that for some reason. Yeah, he's about to unleash one of those on X-Kara, but then, nope, just pulls out Swap Kara's soul right in front of there, but, yeah, Blue's kind of too blinded by anger right now to actually notice or care. And so, the blast goes down, and, yeah, Swap has to get Stretch has to get in the way. And Papyrus begins to go into a monologue, like, it's better to just disappear with everything they lost. And Papyrus says, at least this is the best timeline we could ever live. And then, boom! Good memories! That's enough for Dream to get them there. And Sans, like, Stretch is about to die, and Sans gets flashbacks to the genocide runs when the player kills Papyrus, and just swoops in and gets slashed, and, yeah, he's about to die. Nope! It's just ketchup! Woohoo! Yeah! Let's go, bro! Then, boom! Go in another big fight scene where Swap Car slowly regains parts of their soul. And, like, it's all really cool. And then, we start to see more and more sympathetic side of X-Kara. He just wants, in his own words, just one world with the best of the others. You know, maybe he isn't such a bad guy after. And we're starting to see that maybe X-Kara really isn't so bad, and then, nope, Nightmare sends him out and kills Swap Kara. Screw you, kiddo! And then as Kara slowly dies there, Papyrus tells Swap to leave with the rest. Papyrus will take care of Kara. Sans, Swap, Swap needs to leave. And so, as the world collapses around Papyrus, Swap and the others have to go. As Papyrus stands there, Kara in his arms, the world collapsing around him, and, yeah, this is probably the most emotional point in the whole series. And, it's beautiful. But, yeah. That's basically where Underverse 0.3 Part 2 comes to an end. And it's also where this video comes to an end. Because, much like Underverse 0.3, this video is going to have Part 2 to it. It's coming out tomorrow, but I just don't think I should cram all this into one video. Like, this video is already, 24.5 minutes long at this point? So, I should probably stop it here. So, yeah. Goodbye. See you soon.